Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in today. So today I'm going to be answering the most common question that we've been having since we've been pool owners, and honestly this is a question that we always had and we always asked. We always thought of this before we decided to pull the trigger and build our own pool. Now just please keep in mind that this is just for reference as far as from our own experience. Every pool is different, everyone has different design, different dimensions, and different plaster. So this is just from our very own experience, and I'm gonna go ahead and break everything down for you guys as far as how much our utilities bills increased and how much were they before we had the pool, how much are we spending on chemicals and maintaining and keeping up with the pool and stuff like that. So stay tuned if this is something you're interested in. I'll be answering and getting more into details. Now, as far as having a pool, I 100% highly recommend doing that investment. When we asked around, everyone would say, oh, you'll regret it a few months later, the kids don't even jump in there anymore, or it's so much money to keep up with, or it's a waste of money, you know, etc., etc. So of course everyone has their own experience, everyone is totally different and their own unique ways. Now we have three children, and I said three children, so we have three children, and pretty much from 7 to 13 to 18. And they're all very unique. They're all different. The youngest one loves to jump in anytime he has any opportunity. He's in the pool from morning, at nighttime. It doesn't matter what time it is. He always wants to be in the pool. And it becomes a party when we call his friends over or some of the neighbors over. And then next thing you know, they're all in the pool. And then I'm at the grill either making some hot dogs or burgers or grilling some fajita and whatever else I can throw on the grill. Now the middle child, she's a girl. She doesn't really like having her friends over, but she does jump in there if someone else is in there. So if she sees me or my husband or the oldest, child in there, then she'll go ahead and jump right in. But it doesn't come from her to say, oh yeah, let's go in the pool. No, like I really have to push her and be like, come on, let's go in the pool. The oldest one is like, he's always in there. He'll go to the gym, come home, and he'll jump in there. Or like if it's a really nice hot day, he'll go out there and tan and then just jump in there to cool down. So honestly, I love the pool and I love jumping in any opportunity that I have, but there are times where I just got my hair done, or I just did my hair, and I just hate going in and wetting my hair. So there are times where I do go in and I just wet my body but not my entire hair. So it's always fun, and it's just a perfect way to cool down, especially right now with the hot heat here in Texas. Now as far as our pool dimensions, our pool is 35 by 15, and then we do have a larger size spa than a standard size, and that measures 8 by 10. And so we decided to do it that large so we can all fit in there, not just the family but like friends and friends and family when we all have gatherings. So we decided to do it a little bit bigger than the standard size. I think standard size is like 6 by 6 or 6 by 8, somewhere around there. So we can roughly fit about 12 to 15 people in our hot tub. And honestly, we just completed the pool last year in September, so we've had it for 9 total months, and we've already experienced it during the cold season and the hot summer days here in Texas. And so as soon as the pool was completed, we were jumping in the hot tub November, October, December. It was really cold in January and February, so we were warming up the hot tub like at least 3 to 4 times a month, because we were going there at least every weekend and then sometimes during the week. And so to be honest with you guys, we did see a pretty much major increase on the gas bill. But also keep in mind that we do have our heater in our home, and during the cold temperatures I do like to keep the home nice and toasty, so we are running the heater during the day and during the night. And so with that being said, you got the house heater, and then you have our stove, which is also gas, and I do cook at least 5 to 6 times during the week, at least twice a day. So keep that in mind. So we went from our gas bill being $20 a month. During the cold season, we were paying about $130, and that includes not the air conditioner, that includes the heater in the home, cooking 5 to 6 days a week, twice a day, and then of course turning on the hot tub and the fire pit, because we do have a fire pit. And so what we like to do is every time we would go in the hot tub, my husband would have the fire pit ready and on, so that way when we got out of the hot tub, we would go right into around the fire, so we can kind of warm up and stay nice and toasty. So yeah, that was a lot of gas running. And so to be honest, I think the longest we've been in the hot tub is probably like up to 2 hours. It's really nice and fun for the first few minutes, and we sit there, have a nice drink, and just chit chat, whatever. It's really nice to enjoy a nice hot tub during the cold season. So we did that quite a few times during the months. And so as of now that it's nice and hot here in Texas, we are not using our heater anymore. The only utility, or the only gas that I'm using, is from cooking inside, and so it went back to $20 to $25 a month. And of course the hot water running, because we do shower and we do laundry. So we do laundry 4 to 5 times a day, and so I always like to wash and do laundry with cold or cool water. I never really ever use hot water. So right now our gas bill is back to normal, and it's been like that since March, because still in February we had some cold days where we needed to have the heater, and then it was pretty chilly outside, so we were sitting down by the fire pit. So right now, as for the past 2 months, it has been back to normal, to $20 to $25 a month. Now let's go ahead and jump into our electrical bill. So our electrical bill right now, it's at $200 a month, and this just started in May. So the reason is because the warmer temperatures have started. So we have the AC running day and night. We have 2 refrigerators. We have a 34 square foot home. We do have patio lights. We do have pool lights, and we do have a variable speed pump for the pool that runs 24 hours a day. Now its highest level, when it does run at its highest level, it's going to be at nighttime. And so we did that just to save a little bit more on energy. And just keep in mind that we do also have some waterfalls, which I love turning on every single day. And I do turn them on in the morning, and then the favorite part, or the favorite time of the day I like turning them on, is in the evening. And the reason is because we do have a pool light right underneath the middle waterfall, and it looks really beautiful when you turn on the waterfall, and then that light just shimmers and it makes all the water just glow. You can see the water movement. It's just beautiful, and I love to see that from the inside of my home. And so yeah, I have the lights on every day. As soon as it gets dark, we have the waterfalls running twice a day, every single day. We have our AC running morning and night. And then on top of that, the TV is on. We are having the bedroom lights or the fans on and stuff like that. So right now we are paying $200. I think the highest one, the last statement, was $211. Prior to that, during the summer without a pool, we were paying about $185. So it wasn't that much of an increase, to be honest with you. It's not a big deal. It's not like a crazy $200, $100 increase. So don't be scared. Everyone uses electricity, water, and gas differently, but I'm just sharing our experience so far. Now, water, let's talk about water. The water increased the very first time that we filled the pool. And so with the size of 35 by 15, we are looking at approximately 15 to 16,000 gallons of water. So when we filled the pool, it took a day and a half. We left the water hose running all day, all night, and then it was finally filled. So when the bill came, and I have it all written down here because I know there's a lot of information I want to share with you guys, and I didn't want to forget. So when the bill came, let's see here, it came at $120. Now our regular water bill before the pool was about $55 to $60 a month. And keep in mind that we do laundry 4 to 5 times a week. It's a family of 5. We have a sprinkler or irrigation system that works during the summer at least 3 to 4 times during the week every morning. And they all run for about 5 to 8 minutes each section, and we have like 6 zones. And then on top of that, we do shower every day, and then we do the washer machine. I already mentioned that. We do the dishwasher, and then whatever other dishes I have on hand. And so that kind of creates a lot of usage of water, but only the very first time when we filled the pool was when I saw a huge increase. Other than that, right now our monthly bill is about $60 to $70. And I kind of followed the pattern here. The more we use the pool, of course, the more water it's running out. So we do have an autofill, so then it automatically turns on whenever it's below level. And so I see that once we are using the pool. Reason is because the kids are jumping in and out of the pool, so all the water that is just, being drained and all that stuff. So the kids are splashing, they like to throw water and stuff like that. So of course, at the end of the day, when the kids are out of the pool, the water level is lower, so then the autofill turns on and it stops until it's back to level. I apologize, that little doggy is like barking. It's my neighbor's dog, so he hears me here and he keeps barking. But yeah, so right now the kids have been using the pool quite a lot, and so I still don't see a huge increase on my water bill. If anything, it's probably like $10 more than usual. The last bill that we had was $70, and before we had a pool, we were looking at $55 to $60 a month. Other than that, I have not seen anything crazy, except for that very first day that we filled the pool of $120 for that monthly statement. Other than that, it's not that bad, you guys. And honestly, before I jump into letting you guys know how much we spend on chemicals and how much it costs to maintain the pool, I'm gonna just share some, experiences with you guys. Every time before we build the pool, of course, every time like we ask ourselves like, geez, like I wonder how much you spend on chemicals or on paying like a pool company to come out and clean your pool. I wonder how much that costs. So when we had friends that built their own pools, we would ask them, or whenever we came across, a friend of a friend, and they'd be like, oh yeah, we have a pool, or my mom has a pool, and we would ask, so how much more of utilities do you see? Is it a whole lot of difference? How much do you spend on maintaining the pool? Honestly, like, I don't know why people can't be honest, but then again, this is from their own experience, and I'm sharing this from my own experience. Maybe you're spending double or less than what I am. So every answer that we got from everyone that we asked, I don't know if they did it because they just wanted to kind of shine off their money of like, oh yeah, we spend this much on maintaining the pool, or like, yeah, it costs this much and it's only for people with money, or if you're rich or whatever. So whatever the reason is that they would lie, but then again, maybe that was their experience. I don't know. So everyone would say that it cost a lot of money to maintain the pool. As far as chemicals, they said chemicals were so expensive. Now that can be true depending on where you shop, because I've learned that if you just purchase everything from your local pool supply store, which for us, we do have Pinch A Penny here in Texas, or Leslie's Pool Supply, which is probably the most known store in the US. So Leslie's tend to known to have the most expensive, highest priced on everything, basically, because even their floaties that you can find at Walmart for $10, it's like $40 there, exactly the same one. And so I learned that from the very beginning. My contractor told me, you have to shop around, and he told me where to look and what to avoid. And so I learned a lot from him. And so I always try to avoid Leslie's unless I have a coupon. And honestly, even with the coupon, I think I get the same price that I would get at Walmart or Home Depot. But because the pools, even after the pandemic, was such in high demand and a lot of builders built so many pools, a lot of the chemicals tend to go out of stock. So what you can find at your local Walmart or Lowe's and Home Depot, you'll find it at Leslie's for like double the price. But if you have the coupon, then that helps a lot. So that's probably the only time when I go visit Leslie's is when I have a coupon. But yeah, people tend to shine off of how expensive it is to maintain a pool, and they like to say of how much money they pay for the pool guy to come out and clean it once a month and add chemicals. And they always said, oh yeah, your water bill is going to go sky high and your electrical bill. Well, yeah, maybe it can be true, because what I've learned is that if you have a variable high speed pump, it's going to help because it's very energy efficient. It's a variable pump, so you get to choose the times that you want the pump to work at its highest level and then its lowest. And like I mentioned, we have our highest level at night, so that kind of saves a few on some money on the kilowatts. So maybe a lot of people don't have a variable speed pump, and that's what causes your electrical bill to increase and spike up. So yeah, as far as chemicals, I broke everything down here for you guys. And so honestly, when you first fill up your pool, there's going to be a few things you're going to need, and that's just because you're trying to cure your plaster or your PebbleTec. It really all depends on what you have, and like I said, every pool is different. Mine is white plaster, but there's a lot of people that have the PebbleTec, and so maybe the instructions are different. But for us, all we needed was a lot of hardness, a lot of calcium, a lot of acid, and then the chlorine tabs. So once you have everything leveled from the very first time you filled your pool, and then basically you're moving on to the following month, all you have to really look at is your pH level and your chlorine level. Other than that, you are good to go. Like, you don't need to do or purchase anything else. And the only good thing about Leslie's pool supply store is that if you take a water sample, they test it for free. So then they tell you exactly what you need to add and what you need to do to bring your pool water level back to its normal. But at times it can also give you things you really don't need. They'll tell you you need some of this, some of that, and it's like, no, really the only thing you need is going to be your acid, which is your pH reducer, and chlorine tablets, and that is it. Now we have an automated chlorine feeder, so we use a 3-inch jumbo chlorine tabs, and that can probably be the most expensive out of everything that you're going to buy. And so right now we are purchasing the 25-pound chlorine 3-inch jumbo tabs for $100, and these are 20 pounds. And I did buy these from Leslie's. I did have a coupon. I was able to use the coupon twice. After the third time, they did say that they are no longer accepting the coupon towards chlorine tabs. Why? I have no idea. So sometimes when I can, I do find them at Costco, and then sometimes I do have them at Pinch a Penny. They do run out quickly. You don't want to go and buy the 50-pound or the 60-pound because they can go bad. So it just really depends how often you're using them. Right now, we have been applying about 3 to 4 every week. I don't know if it's something to do with the summer heat, but right now we are doing 5 to 6 a week. So it seems like the heat maybe, or the temperature it tends to eat the chlorine faster. So during the cold season, we were only using 3 to 4 a week. Right now we are using 5 to 6 tabs a week. So all we do is we just stack up all those tabs in the automatic chlorine feeder, and then you can see it gone like by the end of the following week. Sometimes you'll see a little bit or half of the last tab, but it's, every week I check my water levels, and I always have to have more chlorine tabs in there weekly, and of course the acid. So at the very beginning, we were needing about 2 to 3 cups, or maybe 4, maybe 2 to 4 cups a week of acid, which is the muriatic acid, and that's the pH reducer. And I was told that's the reason because our plaster was fairly new, and so it takes about 6 months for it to completely cure. So it was eating the muriatic acid or the calcium. I don't know. It has something to do with a new plaster. But now I've seen and I've noticed that right now we are only using half a cup to a cup a week. And you can purchase a gallon of muriatic acid from your local Walmart, Lowe's, or Home Depot for $10. They do sell out quickly, so that's probably the only thing I do stock up on. When I do see them in stock at their shelves, I grab maybe 4 or 5 and just keep them in my garage. You want to keep them away from the heat. You want to keep them in a cool, dry place. Sometimes when they are totally out and I have no other option and I have a coupon, I do go to my local Leslie's and I purchase 2 gallons for $15. So it's just a few more bucks extra. And yeah, so right now we are only using half a cup to a cup every week. When the very early first months, we were using up to 4 to 5 cups a week. So it has decreased a little bit, but we still need to add some every week. So I do check my water levels every week. And I always look at my chlorine level and I look at my pH. And typically I always need at least half a cup to a cup every week. And so roughly, we did call a few cleaning pool companies in the area here in Katy. And I think the cheapest one was $185. Everybody was in the 200s. They were charging $200 a month. And what it consists of is they come twice a month, but they only scrub your pool once a month. And so that means they only add chemicals twice a month. So it was recommended to me that you have to check your water levels weekly. So what happens to those other weeks that the pool guy is not here? And so, your water is just going to sit there without chlorine or without the pH being controlled, which is not very good for your plaster or your pumps. So that's something you need to keep, in mind when you decide to have a pool company come out and maintain your pool. So paying $200 a month is going to cost you $2,400 a year versus purchasing your own chemicals and doing it yourself. We spend $520 a year. And so I calculated everything down for you guys. Like I said, we do need, I do purchase the 2 gallons of acid. Let's say you need 2 for every month. No, you need 2 for 2 months. And that's just, a rough estimate because like I mentioned, I only need half a cup to a cup every week. So sometimes I always have extra. So let's just say you purchase a gallon and that's going to last you for 2 months. That's going to be $120 for a whole year of just muriatic acid. And then you're going to purchase your 25-pound 3-inch jumbo tabs at least 4 times a year, and that's going to cost you $400. If you add those together, you're only spending $520 a year on pool chemicals if you decide to maintain and do it yourself. Now, it can be dangerous, so you have to be very careful when it comes to handling these chemicals because the muriatic acid is very strong. So it's recommended to use eye protection, to use gloves and a mask because it is super strong. You don't want to inhale that and you don't want that touching your skin because it can burn you. It's a very, very strong chemical. So you have to be very, very aware and very careful of how you handle this chemical. As far as the chlorine tablets, once you open it, you really just want to look away because you want to avoid smelling that. It can choke you for a few seconds. Now, it hasn't happened to me, but that's what the experience my pool contractor had. So he shared that with me. So we have to make sure that once we open that tab, that bucket, we just totally step away and then come back with a mask. And we always wear gloves when we handle these chlorine tablets. You always want to protect your hands and your eyes. So that's very important. And so that's how much we've been, spending. We haven't completed a whole year of owning a pool because we just finished it last year in September. So we've only been pool owners for 9 months. And I have no complaints. We absolutely love our pool. The kids enjoy it every minute of it. I love the view from inside of my home. I love how much fun and joy it brings to my family, to my friends, to everyone that comes over when we have gatherings. It's just so much fun having gatherings and having barbecues when you have a pool, especially here in Texas. It gets so hot. The temperatures, go over to 3 digits. And so, whenever you have a nice barbecue, you can just throw anything on the grill, hot dogs, fajitas, beef, chicken, whatever it is. It's just going to be 10 times better when you have a pool that the kids can jump in. So our experience has been one of the best. I do not regret it at all. As far as building the pool, yes, it was stressful. It was nerve-wracking. Just watching everything being demolished, all the mud, all the dirt, and all the mess that it created, but it's all well worth it at the end, you guys. It just takes a lot of patience, and it does take a couple of months of completion, especially during the pandemic. There was a lot of delays on, supplies, and so that kind of, people being sick, and so the workers were calling in, so there was a few delays, but it wasn't too bad at all. I think now things are starting to get back a little bit to normal, but I have heard of prices that have increased, And I'll have that in the next video of how much we roughly spend in our pool, and I'll have everything broken down for you guys as far as the pool and all the other stuff that we did to our backyard. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. I hope this video was helpful. I hope this answered some of your doubts and questions in case you are planning of building a pool. And so one other thing I do want to throw out there is your home value will definitely increase, and you know, when that happens in your property, taxes also increase. But don't be scared to build a pool. Don't be scared that your electrical bill is going to be sky high, or your water bill, or you know, if you are planning of paying a pool company to come out and maintain your pool monthly, I think that is pretty over exaggerated price. We called so many companies to get a quote, and it's just an exaggerated price, you know. But again, there's a lot of folks out there that are very busy working and don't have the time to do their own pool maintenance. So I totally get it if that is your situation. There's nothing wrong with having a pool company maintaining your pool, but I just wanted to show you the amount of savings you can save versus doing it yourself and versus paying a company. So just wanted to put that out there for you guys, because that was like one of the most common questions and what we always thought of before we decided to pull the trigger and build our own pool. Well guys, that is it for today's video. Let me know if you guys have any questions down in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer and help in any way that I can. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys soon. Mwah.